Okay. So our next question is from Kyle about Dr. Gundry and the plant paradox. Kyle says, I am so curious what your thoughts are on this book in general and more Dr. Gundry's theory that we should eat around 22 grams of protein max per day and essentially around 60% carbs. Seems like a brilliant book full of testimonies, but his theories on animal product enzymes and heart health seem to be a little off to me, but I'm no expert. By the way, I'm a huge fan of your work. It has impacted my life immensely. I am the COO for a company called The Perfect Workout. I believe we both friends with Lawrence Neal, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, thanks for the opportunity.
Awesome. So, yeah, the Plant Paradox is a cool book in some regards. It re-raises some questions around lectins in plants. And in the previous podcast, we had some question and commentary around folks not actually doing all that well with
leafy greens
and stuff, you know, and so that's dealing more, I would say, with fiber, although it can be some of these plant derived toxicants that for some people offer a hormetic stress benefit, and for other people may actually be problematic. Recommending 22 grams of protein max per day for anyone that is taller than 3 feet tall. Well, even children need more than this. Just is so ridiculous to me. Like, that is not even a snack size protein allotment. To get some mTOR activity, to get some of the benefits of branched chain amino acids in a single meal, you need more. You need about 25 grams of protein, and this will vary from size of person and whatnot. But I think that there's so much fear around this misnomer around cardiovascular disease, mTOR activation, inflammation. I just couldn't disagree more. And then as to the 60% carbs, I think that just depends. Some people are real carb tolerant. Some people are really not carb tolerant. And so you kind of have to play your fiddle based off of that. But again, I would really hang my hat on the, approximately 0.8 to 1.0 grams of protein per pound of lean body mass. For me, that equates to about 150 grams of protein a day. I tend to go a little slightly on the heavier side of that. You're about 120, 130 grams. And we both motor along really well with that. Not to say that anecdotal piece is super compelling, but the literature on effective aging, as we get older, the case is made that we should potentially be like as high as 1.2, 1.4 grams of protein per pound of lean body mass, because we tend to get a blunted anabolic response from protein. We tend to have a lower ability to digest protein. So there's an argument we should be eating more as we age, not less.
Doesn't Art Devaney say something like, if you lose
40%
of your lean body mass,
you're dead.
You're dead.
Yeah. And, diabetes becomes fatal for a lot of reasons, but in part because of the wasting disease component. The difference between HIV and AIDS, to some degree, is this reality that AIDS is the initiation of a really gnarly wasting process. And aging is a wasting process. But the interesting caveat to that is that non-Westernized populations don't age the way that we do. And there's dietary factors, lifestyle factors, social factors. But one of the things that we can do to I would argue, age more effectively is to eat more protein. And really, and that doesn't mean that you need 6 meals a day with 50 grams of protein each time, unless you're like wanting to be a competitive powerlifter or bodybuilder or something like that. And even then, that may not be necessary. So even for a strength athlete, you don't necessarily need to have protein all the time. You don't always need mTOR turned on all the time, but you need some cyclical elements to that. And I think that that's really the important piece. I was trying to remember 10 and 2 topic. And one of the 10 and 2 topics that I wanted to hit is that it's not so much worrying about the absolute magnitude of protein that you have, but that we want some amount of on and off, and we want to cycle between those things. And again, hat tip to Art Devaney. He just, at a very instinctive level, but also backing this up with his understanding of complex systems theory and stochastic processes, he has been a living example of this for a very long time, and I think emulates this process where you don't need to be overfed, but you certainly don't want to be underfed, and you want to lift some weights, and has produced a really effective kind of outcome with that.